In this video, we're going to learn how to do a purification working at an element level. Do you want to learn actual magic? Welcome to Actual Magic Academy. Hi, and welcome to the Actual Magic Academy channel. My name is Sterling, and in this video we're going to learn how to do an element level purification. This is when you cleanse an area or an object of unwanted energies that might interfere with your intended working. By elemental level, I mean that we'll be using the energies of the four elements: earth, air, fire, and water in this ritual. Now there are three basic worlds in this reality: the telestial, the terrestrial, and the celestial, in ascending order. Humans inhabit the terrestrial world. Elementals and such inhabit the telestial world, and higher order beings, often called angels, gods, demigods, and so on, inhabit the celestial. Elements permeate all three worlds at one way or another, one form or another, but are usually considered to be mostly associated with the lower spectrum of the terrestrial world and the telestial world. Element energy is something that a magician can, with training, knowledge, and practice, use in their workings, as we will do now. There are four elements, as we've said. They're part of a system of classification of everything, which allows us to find hidden and not so hidden connections or similarities between things that may not have been very obvious. This allows us to better manipulate these things towards our goals. Here in this video, we'll consider only a few of these similarities. In this type of working, these similarities are known as correspondences. As we look at the chart, we can see that the color of the element air is yellow, and the direction that corresponds to it is east, and so forth through the chart. This system of elements allows you to classify anything at all as relating to an element. And yeah, everything has some of each element in it, but we're talking about having a preponderance of one of those elements. The ocean, for instance, is definitely related to water, even though it has lots of salt and other minerals, which are earth, dissolved in it. Now we're going to mix these elements together in pairs to do our purification, which makes them more effective for this purpose. First we'll use earth and water, represented by water and salt, and then we'll use fire and air, represented by a burning charcoal disc and some incense. Here we'll be purifying an altar or a table area, so you need to have that set up. It's best if it's in a position where you can walk all the way around it, and I realize that not everybody can have such a thing in their home. Spaces at a premium nowadays for most people, but if you can use a temporary thing like a TV tray or something, that'd work just fine. Otherwise, if you can't set up in the middle of the room, one against the wall was going to work just fine. Let's go over what you'll need for this purification. Aside from the table, you're going to need 1. Your pentacle. This is a disc with a pentagram on it. It can be wood, metal, ceramic, anything at all that's natural. You can find these at occult stores and online. Etsy has some great ones, and you can always make your own if you like. 2. A cup or small bowl. The water that you'll put in it represents the element of water. 3. Some salt. I like to use kosher salt, but any table salt will do. And this represents the element of earth. 4. An incense burner and incense charcoal, which represents fire. And finally, 5. Some incense. This represents air. Any cup or bowl will work as long as it's not plastic. Put the salt in a small saucer to keep things neat. The incense burner, which is often referred to as a thurible in many traditions, needs to be one that you can pick up and carry around when the incense is burning, which means that most brass types, or those without some type of insulated handle, won't work. You'll burn the living crap out of your hand and probably drop the burning charcoal on the floor, which is bad. I like to use what I call a mini cauldron. They're made out of cast iron usually, and they've got a handle on them. They're sturdy and they last forever. I bought mine like 40 years ago and it's the same as it ever was. If you don't have an occult store near you, you can find them online easily. Just remember, get one with a handle like these. You'll also want to put an inch or so of sand in the bottom to insulate it from the heat of the charcoal. Kitty litter works too. Incense charcoal can be found at occult stores, church supply stores, or online. I also suggest a pair of incense tongs to hold the disc as you light it. These discs get really, really hot faster than you think, and burns ain't no fun, especially if you drop the charcoal on the floor and start a fire. These discs of charcoal burn for a good long time, so you may think of using only a half a disc at one time. They break really easy. Keep the unused discs in the foil wrapper that they came in, as they won't light very well after a while if you don't. And this is a good time to tell you that you also need to deactivate your smoke detectors before lighting any incense. Ask me how I know. Incense can also be found at occult stores, church supply stores, and online, and probably a lot of other places if you look around. They may have different types. Try to get one that's specifically blended for cleansing or purifying. Okay, you've got everything together, so let's get it all set up. Place your table or altar facing east if possible. The second choice would be to have it facing north, but this will work however you place it. Arrange your tools on the altar like this. Place a charcoal disc in your tongs and light your charcoal disc. It'll start sparkling a little bit when it's lit, so you'll know that it's burning. And then place it on the sand in the middle of your thurible. Be careful with it because it's really hot. Stand at your altar facing east, or whatever direction the altar's facing, and take a deep breath. Hold it for a moment and then slowly release it. Do this 3 times. Now place your cup with the water in it on the middle of the pentacle. Point your tool at the water and draw 3 earth-banishing pentagrams over it. If you don't know how to do that, see this video up here to learn all about it. As you're pointing it, see a blue-white energy flowing down your arm and into the water, cleansing it. And as you do, say this: I exorcise thee, O creature of water, and cast out from thee all impurities and uncleanliness of the world of phantasm. As my will, so mote it be. Now set the cup aside and place a large pinch of salt in the middle of the pentagram. Draw 3 earth-banishing pentagrams over it with your tool and visualize a blue-white flame pouring down your arm and tool into the salt, cleansing it. And as you do, say this: Blessings upon thee, O creature of salt, free of hindrance and pure by nature. Therefore do I bless thee, that thou mayest aid me. As my will, so mote it be. Pour the salt into the water, and then place the cup back on the pentacle. Stir the water, mixing together the salt and the water with your tool, and say, I mix this salt and water, that whatsoever it toucheth be free of hindrances and impurities, and wax mighty in my work. As my will, so mote it be. After this, pick up the cup and sprinkle first the top of the altar with this blessed water, and then underneath it. And now, walk around the altar 3 times in a deacyl direction, that's clockwise, sprinkling the salt and water throughout the area. And as you do, say, "Salt and water, by casting thee, no adverse spell, no purpose be, not in a full accord with me, and as my will, so mote it be." Return to where you started and place the cup in its original place. Now place your thurible in the center of the pentacle and draw 3 earth-banishing pentagrams over it. Visualize a blue-white flame pouring down your arm and tool into the coal, cleansing it, and say this: "Blessings upon thee, O creature of fire, free of hindrance and pure by nature. Therefore do I bless thee that thou mayest aid me. As my will, so mote it be." Set the thurible aside. Place a large pinch of the incense in the center of the pentacle. Draw 3 earth-banishing pentagrams over the incense with your tool, and then point the tool at the incense, visualizing a blue-white flame pouring down your arm through the tool and onto the incense, cleansing it, and say this: "I exorcise thee, O creature of air, and cast out from thee all impurities and uncleanliness of the world of phantasm. As my will, so mote it be." Pour the incense onto the coal in the thurible, and then place the thurible in the center of the pentacle, and say this: "I mix this fire and air, that whatsoever it toucheth be free of hindrance and impurities, and wax mighty in my work. As my will, so mote it be." After this, hold the smoking thurible over the altar and gently swing it clockwise 3 times. Then do the same underneath the altar. And then walk around the altar 3 times clockwise, sweeping the thurible from right to left through the whole area. And as you do, say this: "Creature of air, this charge I give, no evil in thy presence live. Creature of fire, this charge I lay, no evil in thy presence stay." Then return to the altar and place the thurible in its original spot. There you have it. The altar is purified. Now, if you had something you wanted to purify or cleanse, same thing, you could have had it on the pentacle and do the cleansing there, and you wouldn't have to circle the altar, just cleanse the top of it and the bottom of it. Maybe you've got a ring or a necklace you want to cleanse, and this is how you can do it. Now, if you just moved into a new place and you don't like the feeling of it, just maybe an icky feeling, this is how you can clear that out. Simply expand your area that you sprinkle and smudge, always moving in an expanding clockwise direction to cover the needed area. With practice, you'll be doing this easily, quickly, and confidently. And remember, practice, 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 practice. Good work. I'm proud of you. Suggestions, requests for a video on a certain subject in the comments below. I really do read them, and I try to get your answers back to you as quickly as I can. Let me know what you want to see next. Until next time, I'm Sterling. Peace.